Demand avoidance. What this is, can it be seen amongst ADHDers and autistic individuals, and what are ways that I could help navigate the frustration that comes with demand avoidance? I first want to start off by saying yes, autistic and ADHDers can both experience demand avoidance. And something I want to clarify is that if you're autistic or have ADHD and don't experience demand avoidance, that doesn't mean that another autistic or ADHD individual won't either, because neurodivergence is a spectrum, and there's different levels to autism, and also each person can have different symptoms when it comes to ADHD. Just in women and men alone, it presents differently, which is why most women are diagnosed with anxiety or depression and not ADHD. So I just want to put that out there first, because I see a lot of comments where it's like, I have autism and I don't experience that. That is great that you don't, but that doesn't mean that another autistic individual isn't going to experience either. So let's get into the definition. Demand avoidance is when our nervous system feels anxiety or stress towards a demand over tasks that could have been something that we wanted to do in the first place, but as soon as we feel it's a demand, it triggers our flight or fight response from our nervous system, because we feel the loss of control and we feel pressure and anxiety towards doing a task that we were already doing in the first place. So this causes us to feel overwhelmed and makes us not want to complete this task. It can make us say no. It can make us frustrated. So on a neurotypical perspective, I see a lot of comments that you're an adult. Why are you acting like a brat? And while yes, demand avoidance is very frustrating, it's important to understand that, again, neurodivergence is a spectrum, and a lot of people aren't diagnosed. So a lot of people are unaware of what demand avoidance is in the first place. And although the response on a neurotypical perspective could be seen, and neurodivergence, because a lot of autistic people were commenting very mean things, I could see how possibly it could be seen as rude, but it's not being rude. It's our nervous system and our brain trying to gain control of the situation and not feel as if our nervous system is under attack. So a way to help manage demand avoidance is first recognizing and identifying your triggers. How do you do this? By journaling. And the thing is, by journaling, it's going to allow you to return, and once you're in a more rational state as to emotional, see what it was exactly that triggered you. Was it the way they worded it? Was it their tone? Because the thing is, although ADHD, autism is not curable, there are ways and systems that you could implement in place to better equip yourself for when a similar situation happens, because it's going to happen. The thing is, it's inevitable. There's always going to be someone that might say something that will, frustrate you, that will bring on, the emotional dysregulation. But without journaling and keeping track of what it was exactly that it triggered you, it's not going to allow you to find a system to better prepare and equip yourself to when another similar situation presents itself. How to navigate demand avoidance when it comes to relationship, work, friendships, etc. So it's communicating your needs when you're not in an emotional state, but in a rational state. What do I mean by this? As in don't communicate this when you're already going through a demand avoidance situation. And that's why I mean that journaling is key for this, because you need to communicate these things beforehand, because if you're communicating it when it's an emotional state, that could only make things worse, because you could accidentally say things you don't mean because you're being emotional as to rational. So the key is to have healthy communication with your loved ones prior to you having that experience. And another thing too are breathing exercises. As you could see in the video that went viral of demand avoidance, is she took a moment to regulate her emotions, because she knew that she was, and she even apologized. So she apologized, took a moment, and breathing exercises are key when it comes to demand avoidance. I love to go run outside for 10 seconds, because that helps distract my brain from the situation that is triggering me. And my body, I end up struggling to, like trying to breathe, because I just ran like a jaguar for 10 seconds. So one, again, it's communicating it in advance prior to the situation. 2, breathing exercises, or 3, running outside really fast, because that your body is going to be focused on trying to help you breathe, and it'll distract you from the situation that triggered your demand avoidance. 3, surrounding yourself by a community and friends and coworkers that understand your struggles and don't make you feel guilt or shame. A lot of comments in that video are very negative and not showing empathy or understanding towards neurodivergence. And to be honest, this world was built for neurotypicals. A lot of people don't make effort to understand our struggles. So in a world where we have to mask for survival, it is crucial to have a space in your life where you could genuinely feel safe and understood. And that might make you lose loved ones, friendships, but the thing is, it's not really a loss, because if you find yourself constantly walking on eggshells, having to mask around these people and not being able to communicate your needs or struggles, then that's only going to make things more difficult for you in the long run, because masking it's only sustainable for survival purposes. But if you're at home having to mask also, and then outside, everyone has their limits. So it is crucial for you to have a safe space where you feel understood and safe more than anything. So I hope you guys find this helpful. Sorry that this video was so long, but I just wanted to take a moment to discuss demand avoidance. It's brought a lot of questions, and also, unfortunately, some negative perspectives from different people. But at the end of the day, again, remember, self-compassion is key, and your brain is not broken. It's different. And although neurodivergence is not curable, it is treatable. But, with the right systems and keeping track of our triggers, and overall finding ways to help better manage our emotional dysregulation. So I hope you guys find this helpful, and let me know in the comments if you guys have any other questions.